Homebrewers, welcome! Hope you had a fantastic Christmas and New Year. I do apologise for being away for so long. Had a few troubles with money and internet, which is, to be fair, that I got pretty lucky, to be fair. There are a lot of people a lot worse off. But I'm here now and we're gonna make some homebrew. So you may be wondering what happened to the honeysuckle mead. That has been bottled and is currently just sitting in a bottle. I haven't done anything with it apart from put it into a bottle. So we're going to be doing the tasting video for that probably next week. But we need to start making the videos. So we need to make some alcohol. Otherwise, just going to get hammered and not do anything. So I came up with a fantastic sort of lockdown recipe, and we're going to be making a very simple recipe that you can do at home, whether you've been brewing before or you haven't. Because, that's what we do. The results should be almost exactly the same. Because it's all bought in a jar and in a carton, so it's cool. So what we're going to be making today is a fruity cider. Now, we're making a hybrid because, as you remember, I have done a jam wine in the past, and I've also made a simple cider in the past. Both are really quite nice, but I'm going to put them together because this stuff is remarkably cheap. I think I got this for, I think it was like 30p a jar. I got it from home delivery stuff, so yeah. So I bought a load of jars, and in fact, for this recipe, we're going to need 2 of these bad boys, which is going to be pretty cool. I also have 5 of these apple juices, which are 1 litre batches. Where did this one? Oh, Morrison's. I need that because I did my home shopping with Morrison's. So if you buy the same stuff, your results are going to be the same, but you can pretty much swap out this for anything you want. If you're feeling particularly cheap and you want to, you can use the value stuff. It actually creates a pretty good wine, even the mixed fruit one, which is quite nice if you like a fruity cider. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's just get on with it. So the recipe is actually pretty straightforward. Most of it you can actually get home delivered. So the water bottle, this one I'm actually sterilizing, but you can buy them fresh from the supermarket, get it home delivered along with your apple juice and your jam of choice. Now, if it's your first time using it, you don't need to sterilize it because it's already pre-sterilized. Just leave it closed until the last second. Because I think it's a bit of a waste. I'm going to be doing stuff with water, so I might as well save it for that. I'm actually sterilizing the old demijohn. Now, my go-to sterilizer of choice is thin bleach and dish soap. It is like a nuclear weapon of sterilizing. You do need to rinse it, because occasionally someone asks, do you need to rinse bleach? Yes, you do. And definitely with the bubbles. It doesn't taste nice. So, for this particular instance, I'm actually using a baby bottle sterilizing tablet. I've added 1 into the demijohn and 1 into my pan, which has my hydrometer. Now, the fun part. I am using 3 homebrewing things. So I'm using pectolase because I can. You don't have to use it, but it is going to end up with a clear end product instead of a hazy one because the jam contains lots of pectin. We've got some yeast nutrient because we want a good strong fermentation, and because it's winter brewing, I am using a saltinine yeast, which is a dessert yeast. But the thing that it does have is it ferments down to temperatures of about 5 degrees. And as you know, if you don't need to use something, I usually don't, and I'm not using heat belts or heat mats. I could, but I'm not going to. It's just another thing you don't need. So this is going to basically, because it's going to be a low temperature fermentation, it will be the same as using universal wine yeast, or if you were just starting out, buy super wine yeast compound because it already contains yeast nutrient. So just food for thought. So let us begin. So the question has been asked is like, if you don't have a hydrometer, how do I know what percentage it could possibly be? And a little bit of maths. It's actually really straightforward. It sounds complex. It's really easy. So I'm actually going to use this just to show you what we're talking about. So in theory, this will be about 12% potential alcohol when we put it into the demijohn. Now to do that, we take the amount of sugar per 100 ml for the apple juice, for instance, which is 10. You round it down slightly, make your life easy. We're working-ish, because It's just easier. So per every litre there is 100 grams of sugar. So approximately 5 cartons is 500 grams. We go over to the jam. Oh yes. So on the jam it says here it's got 60 grams of sugar and there is 454 grams. So times that by 4.5 and that comes to 270 grams of sugar in this jar of jam. Times by 2, which is 540. So we have just over a kilo, but we're going to round it down to a kilo, which is about, well, 11%, but taking into consideration everything, it's about 12%. Famous last words. So we're just going to see what's going to happen, but it should be around 11, 11.5, call it 12. Nice and easy. So let us begin. So my side has been pre-sterilized, the bowl has been pre-washed but not sterilized. I've got this fancy new thing called a microwave. So we're going to be using heat to kill off anything that could possibly be in this bad boy. Oh, it smells good. So I have pre-scorched this using my kettle over there along with a spoon. So I'm just going to dump it in the bowl. So I'll see you in a sec, because I'm sure you don't want to watch me fight jam in a bowl. So we have our jam in a bowl. Now you may be wondering, since we don't actually need to filter it or use a bucket, why not just put it straight in the demijohn? That's because it's a pain. You can't really use a funnel to put jam in it. I've tried in the past, failed miserably. So, got my apple juice. Let's cut it open. Rinse out the jars, and then we're going to make a molten mess, because, oh, you know, we like doing that. And it goes. You may have noticed I've turned my demijohn upside down. That's just to sterilize the other end. I've already given it a shake. It should be pretty much sterilized. So while I'm attacking this in the microwave to turn it into a less globby mess, and just to make sure it's all sterilized because of the bowl, I'm going to rinse this out and get everything ready. So, enjoy. So the microwave has done its job. This is nice and almost mixed perfectly. It's a little bit toasty. So we're not going to add this straight into the demijohn. Instead, our nice rinsed demijohn, we're going to add in some nice cold apple juice. That way it doesn't melt the plastic. So here we go. Let's add in a couple of liters. The last bit of that. And then we want to make sure we leave enough room. This is why we're only going to add in around 2 liters plus that little dribble. Add this in and then we can top up with the remaining amount. So in theory, nothing should melt. Oh, famous last words. So this is normally where the time I would go, oh, I don't have the funnel. Yeah, I threw it out. So for a change, I'm actually going to use the funnel on this. So user discretion advised. Hot sugar is, what is it, prison napalm, so just be careful. I'm an idiot, so I'm just going to pour it straight in. So yeah, I'll add a bit in and see what happens. Oh, it does smell so good though. Funny enough, it smells of blackberries. Right, and now we got some jelly-like substance. It's okay, we're going to shake the bejesus out of it, so that should get the last lumps in, as long as it goes in. And it's only a bit warm. Fantastic. It's not boiling hot, so now we're just going to top this bad boy up. And that may have taken up a bit more room. I was thinking we're going to have about half a litre of like apple juice left over, but looks like we're only going to need 4 of these. Wish me luck. So I want to stop right around there, so slightly under, but that looks about right. Fantastic. So since we're going to have to shake this bad boy up, I'm going to get my shakables. Got my boiled kettle just to prove I am scorching stuff. Got my teaspoon. There's a little pot. I'm not just pouring it on the side. So in goes our yeast nutrient, since we're going to have to shake it anyway. And our pectolase, which again, just going to reiterate, it's handy to have, but you don't have to use it if you don't have it. So a healthy teaspoon, since there is quite a lot of pectin in there. So stick your lid on and shake it. Or drop it, one or the other. I'm just going to do this for a while until all the solids dissolve, so I'm not going to bore you with shaking this for 5 minutes. So what I initially thought was a mere 5 minutes was actually more like 25 minutes, and then I had to let the foam die down. It doesn't look like it is, but on the inside there's actually a clear spot. So I'm going to grab my old phone and we're going to take a hydrometer reading. Oh, that smells good. It really does. It smells, funny enough, like a fruit cider, a blackberry cider, or almost like a forest fruits. So let's just pop this one in here. Ooh. So you can see that it is actually right there, and then just give this a second. That didn't take long. Ooh. Right, and that's saying 1.080. So yeah, 1.080 is actually, oh wow, 13%. I was close. Considering that we've got, well, we were going to add in an extra bit. We decided not to. That's fair enough. That is actually pretty damn close. So all we've got to do now is add in our yeast. So here we go. So just for future reference, those lumps in the bottom, I should have added some more apple juice and heated it up and dissolved it. Take the extra couple of minutes if you do copy this recipe. So in goes my saltinine yeast, just a tiny little sprinkle. As you know, we don't need that much since everything is sterile. Put the lid on and then just give it a little turn so it bites. And now we're just going to leave this to one side. So it is 13%, which is pretty, it's very respectable for a cider. It's almost a wine territory. So this should take about 4 weeks to do, and then we're going to come back in about a month's time. And we're going to do a bottle and tasting, because well, the cider is one of the few things that we can actually drink pretty much fresh out the demijohn. We're just going to need to back sweeten it, and it's good to go. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to check out some of the other ones, you know, subscribe, and do all that stuff. Comment, like, share, you know, the stuff that they tell you to do. But more importantly, carry on homebrewing, guys. See you later.